The only reason Zach should
They're
ever
right
miss a
above
scrim
us.
like this is if he's going to a funeral and it's his own one. That's
Yeah,
what my
Zach
geography
was-
teacher used to say when I
Zach was
skipped his
getting hype
class.
about this match, and he's just fucking MIA.
He says he's in V. Oh, you're here. Hello.
Hello, little spoon. Are you going to cast playing?
Probably not while playing.
It looks like my team is super bad. Get me out of here.
Wait,
Have not gotten a successful dive.
Well, if that is not just the story of our team, I don't know what is.
So now swapping to Bastion Goats.
Woo!
You say that. You say that, but that's actually.
I've seen your control center. Yes, we've scrimmed before.
We need to do that on Anubis.
No, we don't. We really don't.
Poor K.
It works.
Does
Yeah,
it,
hard
though?
disagree. I don't think we need.
It
to
works
do
in contenders.
All right, we can 5v6 for a map.
We don't even have 5. I guess
we
we
need to get Little Spoon over here.
Run, Yuri, run!
I guess Yuri's on the way. But like Zach though, I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Can we all just report Zach? All of us being a bad teammate.
I already have, so I hope so.
Doesn't hurt to report him again though.
Avoided.
I want to stream this too. Let's do it.
Okay.
There's nothing else to do, so I might as well.
Huh. On my friends list, I have my main account. It says Justin Salmon offline for 69 hours.
Hey.
Nice. Oh yeah. We're live.
I have a hard no more than one ringer rule.
From
Is
now
that
on.
Yes. After Monday, that's the rule.
Wait, where's Zoro?
He's here-ish.
He's
He said
gonna
he
like.
wanted to eat first.
Oh yeah. Well, we can just add him and
is
say that it's a
good.
disaster and we need him.
Just eat while you play. Like you don't actually have to do anything. Just exist.
Well, he might be done now. He seems like a fast eater. Not that I would know anything about that.
Yeah, on what do you base that?
I mean, I just ate pizza while we were sitting here. I don't know.
I don't know. He stands Taimu, and Taimu's a pig, and pigs eat fast.
Oof.
That was unnecessary.
No, it wasn't.
Necessary.
No. I guess it was kind of mean to the pigs in the world. But...
Comparing them to Taimu is pretty rude.
Do you have an Edda?
Yeah, do you have an Edda?
No.
Fleta?
Got fucking Edda?
Mm-hmm.
Fleta?
Fleta?
Fleta? You know my favorite part about the World Cup, Overwatch World Cup, is seeing the casters, or hearing the casters trying to pronounce Gucci. They're like, oh, Gaksu. Or Guxi. Pap, 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 pap.
Zach is fucking killing me. Thanks, motorcycle.
What if he's dead right now?
Well, I mean,
How
sucks to
bad
suck.
would you feel?
Sucks to suck.
Do I need to like get his phone number?
You don't have it already?
I don't.
Noob.
Alright, so Little Spoon, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in here. And then Zoro will be on in 2.
Huh. 2 alleged minutes. It's just like open.
Yeah, we'll be here before 15 minutes is up. So it's all good.
Hello, brothers.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Technically, you guys forfeited 2 minutes ago and put that.
No,
in
we
the
forfeit in
W
3
in
It's
our
actually
open
15.
It's
division
15.
after.
It's 15.
That's in the core thing. We're talking
No,
old
no, no,
school
that's an
open
open
division
division,
rules.
baby.
Where is it 15?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
15.
It is 15.
But also my tank is fucking MIA.
Yeah, I saw that you guys signed up.
Well,
for the
just like when he
fourth
plays
event.
Reinhardt.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
I
fun. We're in
joined
there
the
too.
core brawl. Hey guys, did you know I joined a server that has another tournament that's starting in a couple months? Because you're in it.
Bro, it doesn't
Oh,
start in a couple
cool,
months. It
thanks.
starts in like
Cool.
11 days, brother.
Oh shit.
It's in like late
It
October.
starts in I'm
We're-
pretty
we're
sure
in
it starts in
wait.
early October.
Are we in
and
October,
at the end.
Justin?
No, we're not. I requested
yeah,
a
it's
day
like-
off in October earlier. So
I mean, it's kind of like legit though, because you can just schedule a match for like when you would normally scrim. Like, you
Oh,
don't
right,
even
it is
have to,
October
Adjust
1st.
your schedule
Yeah.
or anything. It's fine. Yeah, but it's like October 1st through like
Yeah.
November, I think. And you scrim what, like, well, I guess you have 2 matches a week.
Some shit
pretty
like that.
much. But you can play more if you want, but only the first 2 count or something weird like that. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool, dude. I don't know. We're gonna try to make it to playoffs and pretty much challenge people with the same SR as us and just like try to
You're-
completely stomp them.
Yeah, it's a. Oh, who's that?
Zoro.
Zoro.
Get in here.
Thank
Okay,
God.
I let you guys go so we can get going, brothers.
Yeet. Sorry about the late start.
Oh,
Can
dude,
we
it's
get
all good,
Fuzzbug
man.
in instead of Little Spoon?
I
If
can
you guys
leave.
want,
That's
I
fine.
can-
Oh.
Justin's just being a pizza.
Yeah. This guy has so many brothers. If you
No
think about
offense,
it.
Fuzzbug, but she's strictly worse than me.
Oof.
In a number of things.
Like objectively, like
Yo, we got the Little Spoon?
The little spoon.
Yeah, Zach died in a car accident.
sucks to suck. No.
It looks like we're
I
looking.
mean,
for a
that's what
new
you get for
main tank.
charging. I guess. I don't know.
You should have unbound charge.
I made that joke earlier. But no one
Damn.
laughed. I was kind of sad. It was like our tank's MIA. She's gone. I was like, it's
Oh,
just
they
like,
gave me
"Hey,
pity
Reinhardt."
laughs.
Did they?
Yeah, it was definitely pity laughs.
Sounded
think-
pretty genuine.
I thought we just all collectively thought Zoro was way cooler than Hana.
Oof.
This is why.
I've decided that I can't play after all.
Oof.
All right, put Fuzzbug in.
That's not a redacted reaction.
It's
A
okay. We
redacted
can get.
reaction would be more.
Exactly.
It's okay, Hana. We can have Fuzzbug if you leave.
The hell is a fuzz bug?
You should get Sunny, I think.
No!
Is Sunny that bad?
I'll go install my graphics card. I'm not dealing with Sunny.
To be honest, installing a graphics card does not take very long.
No, I know. Well, I'm
could,
sure
like,
I'm
do
gonna
it-
do it. I haven't even opened the box. I'm sure it's just a brick in there. There's not even a graphics card.
You
Like,
should have opened it on the spot.
yeah, no. I'll record opening it. That's the pro play.
Select your hero.
Ooh, a group invite.
The group invite will take me out of the game.
No,
For
no.
whatever
it
reason.
won't.
It says leaving game in 3, 2, 1.
It's a lie.
Lie.
It is a
Okay.
lie.
Okay, so I'm our May player.
No, and I'm playing main tank today.
You're playing main tank?
I'm playing main tank.
Alright.
No, if that's. Oh.
I thought I was main tank.
So what do
Alright,
we
we
run
do.
here?
No, Zoro, you're Lucio.
What do you
Wait.
need me to do?
Now, Little Spoon go off heals, so either Mercy or Lucio, up to you.
Oh.
You are Zarya, that's good. Justin, Sombra. Or wait, no. What do we usually have you two play? Yeah, no, this is right. Yeah, you go Sombra.
I'm supposed to change my widow skin.
God, can we get a normal scrim this week?
Lol,
No.
good one.
We have. Wait. What?
You good?
Do we have 2 healers on our tanks?
Attackers
No? Hana plays off tank.
I'm a.
Yeah. What
We just
are
make
you...
Hana play healer because we always have the wrong people missing.
I'm a matchmaking healer. It's fine.
Me too.
Mood. Except
I'm
I also
matchmaking
heal
Ana who doesn't heal. That's what I am.
DPS Ana.
Guys, I purpled 4 and I slept 1. Heal me! No, I'm busy. I'm busy.
We're all dead though.
Yo, I clicked their heads.
Fucking Ana headshots. Oh, they have a hero. Oh,
How
they have
many?
6! 6 heroes!
Hanzo.
Okay, Zarya,
Ryan, sorry.
Ryan. Are it goats?
Zarya's hacked right now.
They have a Sen though.
You hitting a bottle in? Didn't hit anyone.
Zen.
Be careful with their Hanzo.
Yeah.
Hanzo Widow. Hanzo Widow.
Oh.
Okay, double sniper.
Widow's,
Yeah.
Widow's gate right now.
Send Mercy, what the fuck? Here is this. Bubble you.
Ryan is hacked.
Get
Focus
him.
right
got
down,
hit.
focus right down. Yeah.
Hanzo top left. Hanzo top left.
Widow on the like door, yeah.
Bubbled you.
Alright, my
I'm
shield
dodging the
is going
fucking Hanzo.
super down.
Fucking Widow got me.
Ryan's
I've
back.
been 3.
Someone needs to contest this Hanzo or... Ryan's
Okay, the
purple,
Widow got me.
Oh, well, we're just gonna die then.
Yeah. My shield was not lasting up to that Hanzo spam.
Hey, Yuri's here.
Well, if you want me to, I can call and engage on them. We can just speed into their tanks and try to kill them while we have that advantage.
Haha!
Oh, nice. Alright, we have everyone but
Ryan's
Widow.
hacked.
Get the ring.
So push into him, push into him.
Pushing.
Widow top.
Bubbled you.
Oh, beautiful! Oh my god,
Getting rest,
huge!
getting rest.
Mercy's hacked.
Mercy hack, heard that. She's 1. Got her.
Get this in here.
Okay,
Guys,
there's
I'm
no
out.
spawning. There's
There's also a Hanzo in there, so I'm just
Yeah,
gonna-
y'all are going on an adventure out there.
I'm
Yes.
speeding you up.
I appreciate it.
Alright, I'm just gonna spy over here.
I have Shatter.
We have
Okay,
EMP.
keep an eye out for the window, because that's where the Widow's gonna go.
Keep an eye out
This
for
kid's
the
like,
window.
I've got EMP if we want to shatter in the doorway.
Are we not holding close?
Hanzo's
Hanzo's
in the
up
window.
for
We
it.
can...
Alright, you can EMP.
Bubbled you,
I'm
bubbled
gonna
you.
EMP.
And it was a huge
Oh!
shatter. Oh my
Fuck.
god, it was a huge shatter.
Oh, Widow got me. Hi, Yuri.
Where's she? Up top?
Yeah, so I
Window.
said it's competitive,
Oh.
so we'll just
Back up.
restart it. It's the same amount of time.
I know in some maps it's not.
They changed that
Did they?
recently.
Okay.
Yep.
I am far away from you, by the way.
They adjusted
I'm
2CP to
just
be the same
dying.
time as competitive.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Okay, we're gonna have Grav.
I'm gonna speed out our Reinhardt. Be careful. Only
Alright,
4
I'm gonna
out
get the
there.
high ground so that I can get an
They're
anti.
pushed up. They're pushed up right now.
Alright. Tell me when you're gonna Grav.
When everyone's here. Because we're 4 people.
Yeah.
We don't have anything, so I'd like to Ryan swinging into it. Oh,
Yep.
Widow's huge,
They
huge.
have Widow. They have Mercy. They have Mercy.
Okay.
I can grab them here.
Should have Shatter.
Hanzo's hacked.
Oh, it's just the tanks, just the tank.
What?
Zarya one in the middle.
Stay with me. Can't hear
No.
you in there.
Well, I'm leaving.
Down
What are you
pillar,
gonna
get out.
Shatter?
Okay, I'll
We
have
can
to
get
dive
another
pilot.
contest.
Yeah, we have another contest. We have Shatter.
I don't think we're gonna have another contest.
I can go deep and
I
maybe
can
come back with
contest
this.
if we need to. If we need time.
No, it's
I
not
can
worth it.
get
Not worth it.
It's not worth it?
No. No, there's already still
Alright.
respawning.
Okay.
We go into him, we get Shatter. Let's speed boost Shatter as they come around the corner.
Widow's back by Mega. They still have Shatter themselves? No, they used it.
No, they used
They
it.
have Dragon Strike though. They have Dragon Strike. They might need to
go,
hang out their
let's
hands.
go.
Alright, let's speed boost into him right now.
Yeah.
We bubbled.
Huge.
Oh my god. Is that what the kids call huge?
Sure
oh
is.
damn!
I didn't even get any fucking charge.
You got a team kill. You want charge or team kill?
Alright, we got EMP. Do we want to save EMP for something, or are we just gonna use it? Oh, there.
They have
We can
trans-
EMP
Actually,
and
just
nano.
use it to pop Zen.
They have trans. They have
Okay.
trans.
Yeah, just destroy Zen.
All right. They're walking forward. I'm gonna EMP now.
Okay.
Bubbled you, bubbled you, bubbled you.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Hazel.
Oh jeez. That huge barrier.
Run one.
Widow has no hook now.
I'm
Okay,
speaking.
aside from Zarya, who has ult?
We could have actually staggered the Widow.
A lot of them.
Oh,
Okay.
they have Moira ult. Probably.
They
don't
don't
have
have
a-
more. They just
No.
have more.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
I think they have
Dragon
Zen
Strike.
Okay, we're gonna have grab soon.
Probably gonna have sights too.
Ooh.
I'm almost at Shatter again.
They don't have Widow, they have Brig
Ryan
now.
is
Cyrus in here,
Right.
Cyrus in here, Cyrus in here.
Ryan, run, 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 run.
We survived. We survived.
I have grab here.
Oh,
Oh, I
jeez.
got stun.
Healers are low.
Ryan's
No.
hacked
No
again?
ults.
Oh, I'm dead.
No ults.
Zarya one?
No, I'll just Iron Guard, I can. I have grab coming into this though.
I have Shatter as well. We can speed boost Shatter again.
We just EMP swing.
They have Brigida.
We don't have EMP.
Okay.
On the loop, up top, half.
I meant grab swing.
He's one.
Okay.
Spinning Sin. Spinning Sin.
Thank you.
Alright.
He's asleep.
Ryan's hacked.
Oh, it's just more. Never mind.
Oh, it's no one.
Oh god.
Just save it for Apple turn.
Right
Okay.
side.
He's behind you.
Brig is hacked and off the cliff.
Oh, that was a bad grab, but I mean, Sen chanced into it even though Moira got out.
Then trance, then I just shattered the rest of them.
Okay, keep holding forward. We're gonna have EMP.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
the same thing. Just
Zarya's
pop
hacked at mini.
Man,
Good
not
pocket
so.
it.
Mini.
What are we doing with EMP?
Just
Using
pop
it
it then.
destroys them.
Oh, I'm dead.
Never mind. We're not
Why
doing
did
it.
he
Get out,
come
get out.
from there? What?
I'm pinging away.
I'm coming from behind.
Oh, they're all
Okay, Ryan's
purple.
asleep.
I'm dead. I couldn't get out. But...
Hanzo on me up top. Come on, Zarya, headshot.
I'm contesting.
I'm just gonna go cart. Dead. I'm going Diva here.
I'm EMPing because I'm dying.
Okay.
Huge EMP. No!
Go, Ian, go!
Okay.
Goodbye! Fuck!
Get him! Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm dead. At least we pooped the Rhine.
Defeat. Oh,
What?
It is quick. Play.
Quick play settings.
I told you.
Oh no! Play the game.
Oh, you did too. Wait. Oh.
Now
We
enter.
didn't even get to see play of the game.
Play of the round.
No. Most NA scrims ever.
So I'm playing main tank now.
You're playing main tank now?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't do a good job.
You got good shatters, but you didn't call anything ever.
That's true.
That's true.
You're right.
I'll
I'm a
back
ladder
one second.
tank. You're just like Hana's a ladder healer, I'm a ladder
Just
tank.
like Cappy said. You're too quiet.
Yeah.
Do you still want me on off heal Sin?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Magma, do you want main or off?
Yes.
Do you want Honor or Lucio?
What the hell is
Neither.
that noise?
What?
I want Sam.
So
Some
do you want
things just
Honor or
can't
Lucio?
happen.
I don't care.
Actually, no, we're going goats. Because
Pursuit's running in the background. That's what it fucking is.
Huh?
I heard a random noise and I thought it was one of your mics, and I was like, no, that can't be. And I didn't start Pursuit, and it...
I like how your mic cut out there. That's pretty snazzy.
What? My mic has never cut out once. You're crazy.
You're right.
Because I'm in the middle of something.
sees the game is paused.
I'm here, by the way.
Hi.
Oh, how annoying was my keyboard just now? Like
I
during
didn't
that
hear
game.
it. I didn't hear it.
Kind of made me want to blow my brains out.
What?
That's just any time I make any noise, though. So like, you gotta separate
Fair.
it. You know?
Oh, did you say kinda or Hana?
Both.
Kinda.
Oh, I heard Hana and I was like, oh, okay, that sucks, I guess. 'Cause I'm here all
Narcissistic
night, baby.
much?
Yeah, because I repositioned my mic so that hopefully it doesn't pick up key input, but like sometimes it'll still fuck up.
Well, it'd be like that.
Depends how hard you're hitting Q.
Most of the time my cues are pretty silent. Oh my god.
Whew.
My mic just 180'd. It was not supposed to do that. That's not a feature.
You don't know that.
I mean, that's true. I actually don't know.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Actually, let's go our triple dive.
Oh yeah, triple dives and yada.
So Moira, Lucio, and then Zoro. Follow your heart.
Yuri, you watching?
Oh,
I don't think Yuri actually is watching.
I know. It's unlucky.
He's here, but I mean, wait, no, it says Yuri custom game in game. Maybe he is watching.
He might have like AFK to like get something to eat or not watch me or just do something else.
I don't think Yuri's ever been AFK in his life.
Science will reveal the
That's true.
He's always had a keyboard since the day he was born.
Yes, just like how Norwegians have skis on all the time. He has
Yo, I saw a
keyboard.
waterproof keyboard today. I was about to buy it and test it.
Is it for like when you're playing
Can I-
Overwatch in the tub?
That's how they get you. Like, it's not even like something you'd ever need, and you're like, I'm gonna buy it to test it, and then like you end up having a fucking waterproof keyboard.
government hero.
Person
they have
found
a-
dead.
Widow, Junkrat, Zenyatta, Mercy, Ryan, Zarya.
See?
So we're going for the Zenyatta.
So the jungle's gonna be fun to dive into.
Yeah, that's what we're
Oh,
gonna.
we're
I'm gonna
diving.
farm him. I'll
I'll,
pull Shadow Burn on him.
yeah.
Never blade.
Never played LOL.
Only kill 3.
Shadowburn's actually still saving that last blade from season 1.
Never.
I will say, did you guys see the
He's
clip
gonna
on Kings Row
have
in
an
World Cup where he just
explosive
kills 6?
fucking start season 2. Blade straight out of spawn.
let's go, boys.
Straight out of Spawn could be my album, dude.
Oh my
Alright,
god,
don't
I'm
know
gonna
how you
die.
keep falling for that.
I wasn't ready.
He actually probably like.
All right, I'm swinging, swinging,
Alright.
swinging. I'm pounding
I'm
Widow.
dead. Okay,
Jungle
I'm
no
alive.
tell.
Where is Widow though?
Fuck, she's in the window.
I'm on
We
Widow
need to
right
go for
now.
the Zen. We're on the Zen. Zen behind arches. I'm on him.
Junkrat 1, Junkrat, absolute
I'm
1
on-
in point!
Okay, Mercy.
Yeah, you're God.
You guys are so
I'm
spread
on
out.
Mercy,
Mercy's
I'm on
half.
Mercy.
We're fine though. We're gonna
Mercy
come back,
dead.
Justin. Come back.
Orb coming your way. Orb coming your way.
No more DM.
Alright, I'm on
Yeah,
point.
Bad,
I'm
bad
on
play.
Just come
I'm
back.
on the Widow. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no. Oh. Okay,
Yes.
I'm coming.
Okay, she's low, but she's in
Alright.
brewery.
I have
We can
pull.
keep pushing this.
I'm the only one
Alright.
tapping.
Uh,
It's fine. You're back on
Look
now.
for cart.
It's all according to plan.
Woo! Holy shit!
Alright, who's out there? Who can we dive?
Let's go.
Zen in the back?
Yeah,
Is he?
I'm in position.
I don't know, I'm asking you, Justin. You have the eyes.
I can't see around the corner.
Oh, you're low. Don't go in when you're low.
Let's go.
Alright, I'm jumping in.
I'm healing.
I'm on the Mercy.
Jump
half.
1.
Tap.
Mercy one. Mercy one.
Nice.
Thank you for the
I
healing.
got you.
Oh, they don't have a junk. Or, I mean, they don't have a Zen anymore. It's Brig.
Yeah, it's a break.
They have a McCreeve as well.
Ryan in our team.
Man, I
Ryan's
think-
killable. Oh, not with Brigitte. Fun
Yeah,
hero.
everyone, back out. Okay, so McCree's our new dive target.
Sweet.
Because they have Moira
Meta juice.
Brig.
Oh Jesus.
So we're gonna do this, use ults, and then swap.
If you guys see break shield back, actually call it though.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm
Alright,
gonna
ready?
swing. I'm gonna swing.
Mostly other
Alright,
I'm gonna put mines behind. I got stuck. Fuck. I'm still
Bleeding?
mining.
I'm pushing him into the mines.
Zarya on card.
Booped him, I would've killed 3!
You kill one.
Maybe push him into all the
I
mines.
would've killed 3! No, I killed 2.
It's fine. They're dead.
Okay, it's just
Oh, just
Moira.
one.
I'm on payload. I'm
Did
on
you
payload.
blink?
Yeah, it's fine.
Just
Heal
easy
one.
Oh no,
Moira.
you walked past the Moira!
Alright, I'm
Stay
on
there,
payload
stay
now.
What? Where is she? Oh, I hear her at the mini hallway, right?
They have a Sombra, no more McCree, they have Doomfist too. No more Bridget either.
Someone is in like brewery, I hear.
I
Is it
can't
Moira?
find her.
Might be.
I don't know.
They have Doomfist. Doomfist
Yes,
down.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
see
okay.
her healing.
Okay.
Back. She's got somewhere back here.
Like brewery.
Yep, sure, she has found
They
her.
have dive. They're
She's
dive.
going main. Kill her.
No orb.
Jumping in.
Don't get Doom. Thanks for on
She's getting
point.
super healed now.
All right, their healers are separated right now.
Hide them.
Currently
Point
getting doomed. I'm on the Sombra. Sombra on Alley. She has no
Come out
translocator.
for- come out
Use
for-
half.
Someone's dead.
Okay, Diva.
Right here.
Blocking her heals. She got away.
Like how
Moira has no fade.
You are alone, Justin. I'll DM you
Yeah, get out. We'll just reset. Our current target is Ana.
Doofus upper left. Nope. No.
Locate Ana. Where is she? She's back left.
back
Can you,
left,
can
very
you
far
get
back
there?
left.
Can you get there,
Yeah,
Justin?
yeah.
All right.
I'm pounding Ana.
Oh,
Doofus
dead.
diving.
Half?
You're all perfect. You're
She
perfect.
dead.
Myrtle. We're dead.
Oh, those are huge mines.
Barrier.
Thank you. Monkey. Slow.
Orb coming your way.
Alright, that's a terrible blade. Don't ask.
Terrorblade.
I have a May.
May right side, May right side. No ice block.
Yeah, D.Va. Oh,
Lucio
Lucio's
one.
half.
Break this bubble, break this bubble. I'm hacked, never mind.
Sombra low.
Oh my god, I'm permanently hacked.
Sombra. She's on point.
She made it back to spawn.
Go fade,
More to fade. Where'd she go?
Yes.
Okay, she's low on point.
Oh, I'm lagging.
Alright, monkey. Lucio on cart.
Oh, what? No, what do you mean?
Lucio on cart.
You're not contributing when you do that.
Okay, May. I'm being frozen.
Is this winnable?
Yes,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of two. I need healing though. Thank you. May Moira. Now Hammond. What the fuck did he go?
I'm dropping mines at the left door.
Monkey. Good job.
How many are
Lucio on point.
Dude, I'm doing so bad.
Okay. Oh my god.
Right side.
you
More
scared
in the
you
fade,
think.
no more.
Someone's about the EMP.
May.
Uh,
Okay,
she's
May.
in secret.
Yep. I'm batting him away.
Lucio half on point. Lucio
Yep.
down.
Moira. Moira. Now Hammond.
Fuck this hero.
There we go.
Yes!
Victory.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry if you watched any of that from my POV, Yuri.
No!
I didn't saw nothing, so
Good.
I just was listening.
And thank you, Little Spoon.
Thank you, little
This is the most
spoon.
monk ass thing I've ever experienced. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Okay. I could have orbed better there, for sure. Like, my decision between healing orb and damage orb were kind of weak. I don't think my ult was that great on second point, but it worked out. On second phase, streets. It's fine. Anyway. He takes so much damage. I feel like Ana is just better. And the Lucio doesn't make sense. It's like all three of the tanks are just like too mobile for the Lucio to matter. And the Lucio doesn't have anyone to fire away because I'm playing Moira. Like, unless I'm supposed to fade in and then the Lucio is supposed to peel for me. I guess he just goes in with the tanks, but then, like, why not just run the Zen and have more damage? I don't know. Alright.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match here between Insomniac Boogie and Horizon Stellar. Now, Insomniac Boogie is a mid-diamond team on paper, but did quite well for themselves in Open Division. Stellar also did quite well for themselves in Open Division, but did not do quite as well as Boogie. Stellar is a low masters team, and like to pull out interesting strats from time to time. See what they have going on here. Looks like we're going to be running a triple tank defense with Junkrat and what I presume to be either Mercy or Ana against a Goats composition. Now the Junkrat's decent here. We'll get to see the spam comp take over. Junkrat is the win condition for this composition for the defenders, as Tyre is very effective at clearing out Goats, and it's hard for them to avoid the damage coming in. If you run a Mercy, then the defense comp is kind of weaker, although it's more protected against like a Widowmaker. If you run an Ana, another win condition could be getting a good anti-nade off on the right targets. If that's the case, then it'll be up to Bikes to eat that anti-nade and keep them in the game. But defense is looking to hold out until Tyre or that anti-nade is landed, while Red is looking to hold out until the Coalescence Power Burst comes through and wins them the fight. They will have superior sustain, but they need to be able to effectively find a target, while Blue can kind of play a little bit more chilled. We'll see if that's what they do. Pause here coming up, probably because Dankstar is not yet connected. I wonder if they need a substitute. I don't like the defending composition here from Insomniac Boogie. And the reason is because it has no range whatsoever. It wants to stay together thanks to the Lucio, but it doesn't have means to contest a lot of things, which can be okay. But if you come in with like a Sombra and a Doomfist or a Widowmaker, they will be largely uncontested for the majority of the time. And Dive really can split you. So they'll work your resources, force you into a corner, take away the good space from a lay Junkrat and your main healer who is yet to be picked, and then they will force themselves down your throat. Alright, so we see a Moira here. Both teams have a Coalescence Power Spike. It's much easier to play together when you're on attack than defense. And the defenders actually kind of play better a little split. And without the anti-nade, this should be difficult. Look how much space they're just giving for free. They're doing absolutely nothing here right now. Have to know the jig is up. We're gonna have a contest off a point. Blue team gives up position to do so. So red team is just gonna take the position on point and force them to come to them. Junkrat is playing at a bad angle here. And Aeon is not actually pushing in. Kind of devolved into chaos here. I want to see focus targets. Aeon has removed himself from the fight. The Tyre has been built in the meantime. That will win the defenders the fight. We'll see if any staggers come out to make the defenders have a bad second fight. And that's kind of the problem with Goats. They didn't have a clear target. They didn't speed onto them. Instead, they went to take position onto point. And the Junkrat Tyre came out too long. It might have been better to either speed into the enemy team and just take a fight directly, or just actually have position on the point, so when they do drop down to contest, you can immediately speed onto whoever does that, and so the Tyre is inconsequential. Neither option was selected. They couldn't speed onto point, but look how far Aeon is away from the rest of the team when this fight begins. Unfortunately, the Shatter does not get anything for the defenders. We see it going the way of the attackers here. Ults coming out. Tire might be a saving grace, but it has to get literally 3 people. And as it did not, it's going to be a detriment to use that going into second point. Let me turn down my sound a little bit. Turn it down to half. How's that? Alright, defenders are staggering heavily here. They cannot win this point from here on out. Bearing some god grab here, but they don't have the damage necessarily to follow it up. So they are feeding ults further into this. And what's worse, they might have a staggering contest coming into second. No, it looks like they'll spawn just in time. D.Va might not be in the position she wants. They stay on Reinhardt, which I don't necessarily agree with. He should be the first to die here. They have a Graviton. The Far is a worse Junkrat in this situation, I feel. There it is. Bomb gets 2, that's a huge advantage. Their bomb consequently shouldn't get anything. This Reinhardt should just die for his troubles. The Fire can be mostly ignored. Yep, Fire only builds 50-60% to ult charge, and this is a successful second point Goats push. Horizon Stellar. Their only chance now is to contest lightly, get off when necessary to live and steadily build your numbers, but Goats doesn't really let you do that with their CC and ability to speed onto weak targets. It's also very hard to get picks against Goats with their ambient healing when you are down people, which is how the composition operates. This should be a done deal here, and yep, there it is. Alright, successful attack here from Horizon Stellar. A few mistakes were made, but overall they did much better than their defending counterparts in dealing with what the opponent brought to them. 4 minutes and 45 seconds is an excellent time, and part of that is due to the snowball that happened on first point. If Junkrat had instead held that tire on first point after the fight was basically lost, that would not have been possible. That's why it's important for your shot caller to call the fight when necessary. So what do we see on attack for Horizon Boogie? Well, it seems like they'll be running Goats themselves, and they'll be running it into a Junkrat Widow. Double main tank, possibly. We'll see if they stay with that. Does not look like they will. The Junkrat will do a... oh, solo healing. Okay. Not quite solo healing. Still deciding what they want to do. The Moira means they really want to play together, and without a secondary source of healing at range, it should be quite difficult for them to actually do too much at range. Unfortunately, it seems like Boogie is going to be playing right into their hands with that sort of thing. If I were Boogie, I would take a look at this composition and just fucking swap off and play something long range. I'd play Widow, I'd play dive tanks, I'd play... probably not Tracer, but Sombra would work here. And I would slowly pick them apart. Ooh. Nice break tag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
I expect to see Boogie... ooh, playing the stairwell could end very poorly for them if their Matrix is poorly managed, as Junkrat will get free shots on them. Junkrat's already halfway to tire, and they lose the opening pick and their D.Va mech. This fight is over. They are only staggering now, and they need to fall back and regroup or fully commit to the fight, trying to get staggers for the next one. Aeon and his team are pushing them to collect the rest of the ult charge, and that's kind of a problem with Goats here. They would have had a better time kind of running under them and meeting them on point if possible, or sending the D.Va to distract this Widowmaker and force her back and speeding onto her if she drops improperly. But challenging a Junkrat in tight corridor like that is going to be highly dependent on your shield and DM management being on point, and it didn't seem like it was. So what are their options now? Well, Tire is already built, but they have a Coalescence to combat it. But probably this one should be a dry fight. Ooh, instead Aeon also commits Shatter Down, which is a mistake. There's no need for that. The Tires should alone win the fight. Fortunately, they do lose both healers in the process, so there's a staggered fight coming out from Insomniac Boogie.
Who's gonna win between Hentai is good and Hatsune?
I don't know. My guess would be the higher ranked team in Horizon Stellar, which is the team in red. Right. People are still coming back, but it doesn't seem like Boogie is quite ready to go just yet. An opening pick from the Widowmaker proved problematic. The D.Va here should just eat it. Doesn't quite. Everyone presses Q. They commit a shatter in a 5v6, which seems like an issue. So they've now spent 2 ults to the opponent's 1. 2 ults to the opponent's 2, and will lose this fight. This is not how you envision goats properly being played on this map. They build another shatter in the meantime, another tire, another wall of sights, whatever that means. And they have a graviton for the defense. For the offense, they have a graviton themselves, but they don't have that crucial D.Va bomb to pair with it. They're most of their way to Taki's ultimate. But if they can't survive the approach, then it won't really matter. Another failure in approach. Tire should not be needed with the opening pick on the Moira, but we're going to use it anyway. I want to see no more ults here from Stellar, but I do want to see them push into here while they have the advantage. Yuri needs to get up there. Poorly coordinated attack up there will cost them at this point, by the looks of it. While they were free to collect the ult charge, they didn't have to walk into the corridor. They could have simply trapped them in there with the Junkrat spam. Soon doing so and falling ill to both the Graviton and the Shatter from Lucero will give up first point. On the second point, what sort of snowball do they have? Well, they have a defensive ult, but they're walking into double tank ult, double support ult from the defenders. This should not be a snowball in the favor of the attackers. They come in quick though. Let's see if they recognize that they are down ults and commit nothing. No, they attempt to commit beat. But fortunately for them, the defenders press Q at least 3 times here. So Tonki, despite inadvisedly using beat drop, they do get shatter, they do get both support ults from the defenders, and they actually come out in the ult economy. So now they are even, almost. Slight advantage here coming in. We swap off the Moira to an Ana, which gives another win condition here for the defenders. They are playing way too close up here. There's no need to do that against goats when you're running a Pharah Junkrat. Let your spam take in. It will win them the fight, however, after costing them both their grab and their tire. Seems like a bizarre way of doing it. But let's see if it can be punished in the subsequent pushes. 3 ults to 0, although 2 are coming in for the defenders right now. You shouldn't have to combo grab and tire here against goats. Tire should be enough, honestly. Graviton should be used to build shatter if you must. Boogie looks a little indecisive as they're looking for an opening here. They're running a Pharah Widow and they lost their Widowmaker. They keep bleeding picks coming in from Zoro's Widowmaker, who is doing a fine job keeping them at bay, and we haven't seen them touch point in 3 pushes. This is not how you want to be attacking. If your goal is to play a long-range poke battle, you might as well be running full dive tank here. I think they're staying on for the shatter. Let's see if the Lucio gets them to do anything. Their tanks just aren't able to really create space and take space away from the enemy DPS, and they seem completely surrounded. They don't really have a good avenue here, because this shatter will not get more than 2. Perhaps an opening pick from Widowmaker will help, but Robin Lucero is just stuck on point by himself, waiting for things to happen behind him. That's an easy defense. So what can you do? Okay, they're going full dive now. Unfortunately, they have 2 DPS who both want the Mercy Pocket. They also have Lucio, meaning that if the Mercy is in fact with either of those tanks, that there's nothing to be done for the tanks themselves, and they have low healing. Against a team comp that brings in a decent amount of spam in the form of Junkrat, and possibly Ana if she's free firing, and why wouldn't she? In a defensive setup. And a Widowmaker who can dink the tanks pretty heavily. So perhaps a Zen could keep those tanks up better while providing additional spam sightlines, and everything is going on out here, which is a problem. I wonder if the defenders overstep their bounds. The barrage certainly seemed to turn things, and now they have an attacker's advantage. Nanoing the Junkrat is a bold move. I don't know if it'll work. I feel like you should have given up a tick and just saved it for your tank, who honestly should be coming out as not Reinhardt at this point. Ooh, stagger fights coming in. Usually defenders favor the defenders. See if, yep, we'll definitely favor the defenders here, as the kills aren't coming up quick enough for the attackers. That may change things here though. These are coming in slowly. I'm not seeing the focus that is necessary to really close out 2 CP, at least not before the overtime kicks in. Spawns are not being delayed any longer as the attackers are no longer in point, and the attack is repelled. A stagger fight will come in here with 7 seconds left. Will anyone be able to touch point? No, they will not. And that's a clean victory here for Team Stellar. We saw Boogie have problems sort of with composition and rotations and not giving picks up to the defenders. We saw Stellar overusing ults at times, not coordinating things, misunderstanding how their comp is supposed to defend, at least on second point, where they use Grav Tire without allowing their far more spam against a composition that had no reason to ult that early against. They could have easily given more room, slowly contest the point, use it just Tire, and slowly just press Q and rotate them. But a successful hold it was. I'll see if they can continue it on the next map.
Now traveling to Busan.
Alright, so here we'll be playing on the new Koth map Busan. For those who are not familiar, this point is very good for hit scans as the sightlines are very long. Yeah, there's the cow. Where is the cow? I don't know if it's on this point. Or it may not be... No, it should be... There he is. Yeah, I've seen the cow. Now my graphic settings were rather low, so that might contribute to... Oh no, he is moving. But he has the PlayStation 2 graphics going on right now. That cow is your favorite. Yeah, he does that. So as I said, the sightlines are pretty good for Widowmakers. And to that point, since it's a wide open map, I don't expect Death Ball to be very good. I expect highly mobile heroes to have the advantage. And to that point, I see Boogie on the contenders comp. Should be quite good for them. As opposed to...
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
something. Ren'Zarya should not be terribly effective in Smash, would be mostly ignored except by the Doomfist. We'll see if that's what actually happens. They're able to take the space though, since Boogie does not seem to be playing out. Seems like they're trying to find a dive here right now and are failing to actually take space. They can easily kill the Lucio in the meantime, but the Pharah is slowly racking up position. Oh, her ult charge won't really show it. You need to get a good hack and a coordinated dive on people, which should be problematic if they're running two subs who have yet to play together with the rest of this team. Although the Reinhardt is an easy enough target for the Doomfist and just dies. There it is. Mercy also should have a problem against this amount of mobility, and Boogie looks like they will hold that thought. Zoro gets a triple here. Quite a strong opener for her, and becomes a staggered fight. Let's see how this holds up. Tonki has not been healing adequately. He actually only has 50% ult charge when he should be close to Nano at this point. Stagger fight comes in, which will favor the more mobile team. In theory, anyway. We see the first round of ultimates come out. Not so good from A2Z. With a number of players already on point, I feel like Boogie should have this. EMP is used, and the hamster is down. Quickly res for the Pharah, who still has not been contributing enough to build her barrage. And it swings back to Stellar, I dare say again? I don't know, reinforcements are quick. People are pressing Q. Everyone thinks they can still win this fight. I'm not convinced. And it's Boogie in the long run who finally takes it. Their lack of coordination almost bit them in the ass, but their insistence in investing ultimates here led to the victory. Now Tonki was the only one on the team not built to build his ultimate. This Ana does not seem very effective right now, especially against a team that doesn't have too much to give him trouble. I don't suspect that Boogie will hold this point long against the almost 6 ultimates coming out here from the now attackers. And there's 2 of them right now, 3 of them right now. If you're going to commit this number of resources, you better get the point. Only 2 left for the now defenders. Ana positions herself to stall the point out a little bit longer. And indeed, with 3 Q presses, it is back to Horizon Stellar in control of this match. An ineffective Nano, they got out-ulted, essentially. And they will remain in a deficit here. Ooh. A quick hamster on point is not enough to do anything but bother people. I'm not seeing much in the way of coordination. The Reinhardt eats an anti and therefore dies. Can you tell me whom everyone is on? I'm not really convinced that it's not just solo plays at this point. Reinhardt looks like he could be falling next victim, although there's a Juicy Mercy just kind of lingering on point by herself, who could be equally as dead should the need arise. But you can see kind of how sloppy these fights are. We see an EMP on 3 while the rest of the team is not really able to follow up as well as you'd like. So if I'm in control of the point right now, I would be looking to save ultimates, bank them, force the enemy team to use theirs. Unless I'm sure I'm going to win it. And I'm not sure that anyone is going to win it at this point. That way when you retake, you have the Qs pressed. And your real goal is to extend that clock. Extend control of this map. That seems to be the case though. We're going to be continually pressing Q in a solo Q kind of fashion. I'm not convinced anyone is even communicating which ults should and should not be used or when the fight is actually lost. And that should cost the now attackers here in Horizon Stellar for having lost that fight and invested Beat, investing Graviton, investing Barrage. A few of those switches come through to make up the now deficit here. They're going to have to take a fight quick if they want to get in a second one. I don't think the clock will permit them though, and they're up against a bank of almost 5 ultimates here from Boogie. And now since they've swapped to Death Ball, their attack will have to be measured and approached, which means they will only get 1 push here. 2 Qs later, and it seems like Boogie will hold this point. They still have a great defensive ultimate in Barrier Drop, and they still have a great offensive defensive ultimate in Tonki's Nano Boost. I can't see them losing this unless the Shatter gets literally 4 people. It gets 2, but not Tonki, who is honestly pretty close to this fight, considering. Although that 2 seems to be enough, question mark? It's fine, Boogie can lose this fight, and then they'll have another contest, so long as they play this slow and just don't continually go in. Unfortunately, the hamster dies on the back end, perhaps a little bit later than you would like. 99% though is the score to a now 85 from Stellar. Looks like the Lucio might be able to touch point. Nope, he doesn't seem to be pressuring. Here people come from the side. Someone has to touch. There it is. Quick kill by Aeon on Joshua. Might spell quite good dividends here. Teams are giving it everything they got, pressing Q as they come up. Does not look like Boogie will make a good attempt at there. They had the cards to do it there on the defense if they had just extended perhaps the attack of the Death Ball Horizon Stellar when the point was still at around 70% capture. If they extended that engagement a little bit longer, they could have made it a 1-fight game. And even if they lost that, they could have recontested with a bunch of bolts. But their coordination and thought planning into what the fight is going to require of them is not quite there yet. I did like their comp much more than Stellar's comp, but it seems to be a problem with execution, if you had to ask me. And you might as well ask me, because I am the one streaming. Okay. So we see the Moira dive here again for Stellar. Not a fan of it. I don't think you're able to properly heal your tanks as well from a reasonable safety distance that Ana is. It's a more consistent Ana, but the highs are much lower. You don't have the anti, you don't have the sleep dart, you don't have nano to really turn a fight. Coalescence is fine, but it's just sort of raw output. We have the dive starting in by the Hammond, who seems to be getting away with it. Taki goes down in the background. Still might be a little too close to tell. You figure with the main heals down though that Stellar should be able to pull this out with a little bit of coordination. Seems like they're finally starting to snowball it 20 seconds later. Now Unread is staggered off the point, which is really not what you want to do. This sort of bleed, well, yeah. This sort of bleed will cost you additional control percentage and chances to retake. Not really sure where to hold on this map. We're going to try this first corridor. So right now we can play a heavy sort of counter dive here with the Sombra. Interestingly, using that bomb offensively in a situation where it's not really going to do anything. There is still a decent amount of cover on this map, and there is a Lucio to speed them around. Fight is taking place in an odd sort of position for the attackers. I feel like they should commit main and find an opportunity here with either their EMP or their nano boost. I really don't like the Hammond here. I feel like against either Sombra or the Ana on Boogie's team, that he is more of a liability and will quickly get pushed out. Here comes the EMP in. The counter EMP is used, but we will get 2 of the supports here from Stellar. And this should be enough for Boogie with some concentrated fire to get the point. Stellar should be concentrating who is on, who is off the point. I don't think Genji's getting away. In fact, that will just cost them control percentage by him dashing away. Probably just a bad idea. Bikes finds himself caught off point late, making this fight worse. And they're going to commit to this, despite being down a man because a Lucio was gotten. But I feel like the D.Va is much more important than the Lucio, and this cannot go well unless they invest a significant amount of ults here. which they don't really need to do considering how much they are up in control percentage. This fight has turned a little bit into a clusterfuck as teams and players come in and press Q and get their advantage. The Sombra and the tanks are not on the same targets whatsoever. It's a problem. Doomfist has returned, however, and Boogie retains possession of the point for now. You can see how disastrous that could be for Stellar, although they maintain a sizable ult advantage with EMP and Blade here, should be able to knock out the support backline here. Tonki has swapped off the Ana, perhaps due to insufficient peel, or it feels like he can get more done elsewhere. But Tonki should die here in this. He will not. A counter EMP, he does die in this. A counter EMP will slow down the attack, but should only delay the inevitable. It is unfortunate that Boogie is contributing Hammond ult post-fact. They have a really bad habit of using ults when the fight is lost. Good stall here, though, from Unread. It's exactly where you want to be dying. Die on point. Now they're contesting 1 by 1. Should build control percentage if they can get it to 85. 83 is pretty good. So this should be a one-fight game here from either team. The next fight will decide the match. We have a lot of ults coming in here from the now defenders in Horizon Stellar. Hopefully they do not use bomb in anything but a defensive capacity. But I do not have that. There it is. We'll use it to split. It will not get anyone, however, and they do not demech or otherwise punish people in the meantime. Traded support for a Sombra could prove problematic. A2Z going off though with a double kill. He's left unchecked now that the Sombra is not in this fight. Everyone giving it their all. Big EMP on the defenders, followed by a good beat. I can't help but think Boogie has this. Counter beat, however. Aeon is DPSing. Slow, long trickle fights like this after a team has secured an advantage means that the focus is just not there. But it ends up being Stellar who comes out with it. Which is surprising. Well, not surprising considering how many ults they had going into it, but it's surprising in how difficult it was for them to secure. Now we're going on to the third point, which is a bit more death ball heavy. I'm not really sure how these walls work here on point. The high ground around point is fantastic, however. The walls give you the chance to hide at crucial moments, perhaps. I wouldn't be surprised to see death ball tried on this map, or a triple tank dive once again. Find the Moira will have difficulty following tanks onto the high ground, which is why I would once again prefer an Ana or a Zen. Both teams seem to be coming out here with very, very similar comps. Aeon trying the Ana once again. See if the Ana is what they stick with. Go times should be hacks or Doomfist Punch or Anti-Nade on useful targets. There. Boogie is really, really, really spread out. You can see Bike's nowhere near his main tank. Sorry, Stellar is really spread out, but it's working for them. They're getting DPS are doing their stuff on the backside. Bike's having contributed little to nothing in that fight. Doomfist, Sombra, and Hammond did a lot of work there. Okay, so where do we have set up here? We have a Lucio playing bottom for some god-awful reason. This Ana should be prime target right now, since the Lucio is not protecting the Ana whatsoever. A hack should Diva's mech here in a second. A2's dive on the Ana was good, but it was not followed up by anyone. The rest of the team, though, is picking people apart on the backside, perhaps concentrating instead on the Diva mech, looking to snowball the fight from there. The Ana is still uncontested, however, and this will stall the fight for an inordinate amount of time. A hacked hamster should prove an easy victim. Will not work like that, and the hack goes to waste. Tonki has swapped to a different healer. Did he? I don't know. This is once again just a really, really sloppy fight. Can't tell if Stellar is actually losing this. It doesn't look like they are. In which case, I don't think that hamster roll did much of anything and needed to be safer later. Now they're coming up on 5 ults here for Insomniac Boogie to the 1, 2, maybe 3 with Doomfist for Horizon Stellar. It should be an easy, clean win. EMP and coordinated assault on the back line. Here should be all they need, but they have to go quickly because there's only 15% remaining. Aeon is not reacting at all to this. And that's a great EMP and actually a concerted effort here on Boogie. But their first target is not usually the problem, it's the focus on the secondary target, and you can see them losing many on the backside due to just that. This fight is stalling out a little bit. No ult should be used here by Aeon and co. But they've invested a few here in an attempt to salvage a situation where they can simply regroup and go in with an ult advantage. I really do think that is just poor shot calling. But they end up winning the map regardless. Which is really surprising considering how ahead Boogie was on that engage.
Play of the game.
That's frustrating to watch for me. A huge knockup into a Doomfist ult is what secured that one. But they still have time to contest. You figure though with 85 seconds, or 85% on the control meter, and a team kill there, that any staggered fight should have been free for the defenders, but that was not the case. Took quite a long time for it to actually secure. Rialto looks like it'll be on next map. I wouldn't be surprised to see another GOATS composition come out from Aeon's team. Not sure what Insomniac Boogie will be playing here. Be curious to see if they swap it up. It doesn't seem like they're... It seems like the teams are simply relying on out Doomfist sombering each other. And there certainly is a lot of potential to outplay given the coordination of these teams and their insistence to use ultimates almost freely. We'll see if that continues. Doo-doo-doo.
Welcome to Rialto.
Welcome to Rialto, the next destination in our legendary, historic, some may say, battle between Insomniac, Boogie, and Horizon Stellar. See what kind of compositions come out here for people as they decide. Looks like a Zen Mercy playing sort of a last meta composition here with the Reinhardt Zarya Hanzo double sniper for the defense. They should seriously have problems with the new meta Doomfist Sombra dive. Which I can't tell if the attackers are yet running. Flankers would give this a little bit of a trouble, I can't imagine. Maybe it's something you can better find on second point. I don't think Mercy is adequate here. You really do want an Ana in order to win the tank battles. Anti and Sleep make it so the enemy Reinhardt can't really swing. Are we honestly sticking on this for the attackers? I can't imagine a solo heal Ana here doing tremendous work, but we'll see how it goes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Nope, Ana Lucio it seems to be. Well, the Hammond will not have that much problems here, as there's very little to keep him from just leaving whenever he wants. And Widow does not do enough against him. They quickly take position away. They have high ground control. Doomfist is ready to roll out on whatever target is found. Hammond's first hook, however, is ineffective. And still somehow the Reinhardt just dies. Oh well, Widow gets an opening pick, but it's the position on the map that really matters here. And it looks like they'll be giving up first point with not much in the way of even a contest. Poorly done by Insomniac Boogie. Let's see if they can get a last minute touch. Does not look like they will be able to. That's disappointing. Looks like they'll be bleeding quite a little bit. It looks like they had plans to in fact touch, but just weren't able to execute it in time. Maybe some miscommunication by who was going to. Or just misunderstanding of how quickly that payload can get there. So this bleed is really bad. We can see it sort of lead to an ult advantage here for the attackers in Horizon Stellar. Although the defenders have that ever popular Dragon Graviton combo, this team is aware of it. It might be problematic, and a simple hack can shut it down. Will Pharah do anything here? It really shouldn't. There's really low healing there for the tanks if the Mercy's stuck to the Pharah. A completely whiffed combo invests 2 ultimates for 0 kills here, and they can't help but think that Stellar comes out on top in this quick fight, and this should be a quick second point capture. The kills have to come in though, and they're currently only up 1, now they're up 2. A trance is further blown for their troubles. Looks like they'll lose their Ana on point. But this should still be a take for them unless they forget to push here in a second. Pharah will slowly die. There's no way Boogie for them to recontest here, I don't believe. And that was a really poorly executed defense, partially on the back of the ult charge that they gave up in point 1. But you need to have the discipline to not invest all of those ultimates like trance in a fight you've already lost. Double hit scan for them now. They've dropped the Pharah, found it ineffective. They should have problems against a proper Doomfist comp though with, yep, there's the Reinhardt just kind of being left to dry. What is he supposed to do in this situation? There's no one for him to freely swing on because they just kind of leave. The Shatter at most will get 2 people. I just think it's a poor pick here. An unlikely Diva Bomb gets 2, and this will snowball once again in Stellar's favor. It seems like they're at least picking up their punishment game of what Boogie is putting down. And this should be a quick capture here. They still have EMP, they still have Nano, and that should shut down whatever the defenders are doing. And they've swapped off enough heroes here where their ult charge will not result in anything. So we get the Nano, we get the EMP. There's 3 down for the defenders. A late shatter comes out. It shouldn't make much difference, particularly in the face of the beat. And yes, it is merely stalling for time, and they get it with more than 4 minutes remaining.
Complete.
Impressive here from the attackers. I don't think it was perfect, but it was certainly good enough.
Score 0 to 3. Switching sides.
What could the attackers have done better? Well, they did get opening kills on the first push and turned into a one fight point, similar to second point. They could have had better coordination though and better ult tracking. I don't know if they could have won that fight cleanly enough that Graviton was not built in the meantime. That is really the only fault I could have for them. Their initial dive on first point, like I said, was wonky, and I think that cost them a little bit. Almost cost them a second contest here when the Sombra died on the bridge. Thankfully, the Boop took the Rhine off the edge, and he was unable to contest, and then they kind of lost all of their space. The defenders just kind of fell apart. It didn't seem like they were ready to play against what Stellar brought to the table. Their ult coordination, it seemed like it was there, but they blindly fired a dragon into a whiffed grab that needed to be communicated. They used a trance after down 2, and then lost 2 on top of that during the trance. And they weren't able to stem the bleeding and swap to a composition that could adequately deal with it. What could they have done? Well, they could have increased the stun so that the Hammond doesn't run around for free. I like the McCree. I would have liked to see a Brigitte in the other DPS slot. Maybe run what people usually do. They run a Lucio Zen Brigitte for their healing and additional CC, and then they'll run maybe Zarya, maybe Winston D.Va, and they just rely on their focus fire and Discord to get them through the day.
5, 4,
What are we seeing here?
1. Attackers
Seeing
incoming.
Hog-Rissa
Stop the
with the aforementioned dive DPS here. Well, we're seeing a similar composition than the one team had on tap. That trade there by the Hog does not benefit the defenders whatsoever. They are contesting here early. And you can see the Hammond all by himself there against 3. It's a failure there by the defenders to pull back and actually contest this. To pull back and punish the Hammond rather with a hack to prevent him from leaving, but they tried, given their limited resources. Doomfist feeds by himself, which should lead to the attackers snowballing this if their concentrated fire is doing anything. Tonki is not healing his tanks right now. In fact, I feel like the payload has healed the tanks more. Unread and Lysira both sit without their armor, and have been for extended periods of time here. Tonki needs to fucking heal. He wastes his nade on a Hog. Well, that's fine. He used a nano in the process of a winning fight. That doesn't seem like a good idea. We get some bleed here, though, from the Lucio. This defending team needs to really, really just all go back to point. There's no reason for A2 to use ults in this situation. You should just take the free ult charge, take the free stagger. Once you've collected them, get 3 on payload and take position so you can get maximum distance and turn this into only one fight that they have defending. If you lose the D.Va mech here, that's immensely problematic. For some reason, the Lucio is the one pushed up instead of the Ana, meaning that these tanks don't have what they necessarily want. Regroup never really happened here. Ana is just now going to come around and is going to die for it. That is a problem with the Lucio, to not properly speed her away when that ult comes out. Both EMPs are used, and it looks like Stellar will pick up the defense here, particularly with that clutch nade by Aeon healing the tanks. She has yet to build she has yet to build I say she because Ana has yet to build a defensive nano, however. But stopping them here is pretty much the goal, and it's kind of impressive considering how much they bled at the end of first point. An ill-fated snowball could have easily have happened, just as they did to Boogie in round 1. A hack here on the Doomfist might yield something. Yeah, looks like it is. And Boogie here is losing 4 of their members before the push even starts. Unread will just simply jump off to avoid wasting time. Seems like a good idea. And good on Stellar for not investing ults into that shutdown push. Pharah here, I don't really like. It should have a lot of problems on this point, getting into a position where she's freely able to fire on anyone important. They instantly nano the Doomfist, which I think is a misuse of that power. You should really be using nano right now to heal a critical target here. Trading 2 for 1 doesn't seem too bad. Positioning might make it more awkward. Robin goes in solo by himself and should just die for it. But perhaps he gets to get away with it because there wasn't a Sombra yet alive and in position to hack him. This fight has become a bit of a cluster. We don't have proper support for a number of people, and people are line of sighting their Ana defensively. And they're just going to die here. At least Payload hasn't moved very much. Ana needs to die on point and will not be able to out DPS this. Yep, dies on point. Now we have 4 ultimates for the attackers. But EMP can quickly shut that down. EMP Nano here could prove disastrous, depending on how this fight takes, so I'm not convinced that Stellar doesn't just straight lose this. Boogie, that's a poor Nano in this situation. You've shown your eggs too early. You're just going to lose the fight from there. 3 ultimates invested, 4 ultimates invested for the attackers. Stellar still seems to be coming out on top. That's awful. Don't know what else to say. Your barrage got no one. Your beat wasn't effective. Focus must not have been there. And they get to trade up 2 ults for 4 and stop the payload. Some compositional swaps coming here. We now have dropped the fire for a McCree. Should be a free diveable target here. Mercy now no longer has any place to be. The hamster has no one to heal him at range. They swap to a Reaper, which I really don't like. I am stuck in all the awnings. But I am convinced Stellar will win this one. Not just this fight, but based on the ult charge, the next one, and therefore the map as well. What is that jump, EMF? Oh well, you won't be punished for it. We have an EMP coming in. It hits 2. That bomb is unnecessary, and EMP alone should win you the fight. So the only thing that saves Boogie here is perhaps the EMP coming out from them. It seems like they invested a Valkyrie at some point. They really just don't get a good rate of return on these ultimates. Mercy dies in the meantime, probably trying to hit point. You gotta trust your ball to hit there. Get one on the back end, but this stagger is really benefiting Stellar here. Because people just aren't able to contest point and contribute in a meaningful way. I think a poor compositional choice here from Boogie. On second point, the Rein Zarya or Rein Diva might be more effective here, but you really lost it when you invested 4 of your ultimates to lose the point against 2 ultimates there. Okay. So Stellar takes this map. We maybe have time for just 1 more of these. We'll see what is chosen and who benefits from it. Nepal seems to be the choice. Now, if this is anything like Busan, we'll see fights extending way beyond their means, and it'll be tough to tell in the Q-Fest who or what will come on top. Nepal, however, a favorite probably of Team Stellar, as Goats is quite good here on Village, and honestly not too bad on a number of the other points, like Shrine. Probably serviceable if you're effective with it. On Sanctum as well. Let's see what teams actually run here. If this Koth is quick, we can get to a map beyond this as well. Will they in fact be running their Bastion strategy? It doesn't look like they will. We see more of the Ana Lucio Hammond composition coming out from Boogie. It hasn't worked for them so far, perhaps they're practicing it. The Hammond has been really ineffective and been mostly solo. Even at times he's not punished, he hasn't gotten too much done. That's kind of the problem with the character. The Reaper tells me that Boogie wants to fight on point. Will that in fact be the case? We see a Mei modified Goats here coming out, and this composition from Stellar seems to be much more cohesive. Looking to play together, looking to fight on point. And in fact, we can see Boogie going up top, making the Reaper pick kind of strange. They've lost position here. The Mei wall will make it very difficult for them to find it. That anti-nade is convincing, but they're just kind of sitting here not knowing what to do. I do not see them taking this point unless another huge anti-nade comes. Get walled, the tanks are fucked. Reaper comes around the backside. The tanks are still alive, but slowly die. Mei is traded, but that shouldn't be much of an issue, and an easy point capture for Stellar. They have no one left to stand on point now. While the rest of the team plays together. A nice anti. It's the only thing that really turns one composition into beating this Mei Goats going on. Lots of extended staggers, people not dying on point and dying late will very much punish Boogie here. As we look to the ult charge, we see a beat coming in from Boogie and another one coming in as well for Stellar. Stellar will hold the advantage in defensive ultimates. We have a Genji now. What will Genji do here? It should prove difficult. There is no Brig, however, and maybe he can get something done. Goats can play pretty much off the point. There's no one who can stand in front of this composition right now. They're going to have to play split, they're going to have to play slow, and I don't think this composition does what you want it to do. We still see two people main right now, just sort of wasting time. They're not playing split, the entire Ghost composition can just look one direction and get shit done. Beat comes out. Huge ultimates used. Definitely an overabundance of ults here from the defenders and Horizon Stellar. If they could have used just Coalescence, honestly, or just Cold Shatter. Instead they invest Coalescence, Shatter, Diva Bomb, and Beat. There's no need to do that. That gives an opening here for the Nano Blade. But Nano Blade is not very effective here in 2018. Honestly, I'd solo grab the shit out of that. If they try to come in, make this last fight. There is a Blizzard, which will Blizzard and a Mei wall, which should make it very, very, very difficult for Stellar not to win this. Reaper around back, however. Maybe you can build an ult in the middle of their team. Probably won't matter even if he could. We're just really not looking to use our Graviton here on last fight with Mei ult. Looks like the Mei ult got eaten in the meantime, but that, you have to think that's just a poor way to approach the fight here from Stellar. Cost them the point. They do have the Graviton for the recontest, which is fortunate. There are no ultimates on the side of Boogie. This push right here should win it for them. Graviton will build Shatter. Coalescence might come up in the middle of the fight. They should get 3 ults off of this to maybe Nano if the fight lasts long enough, but Goats should not allow it, so they should speed right to point here. No anti-nades coming in. You're gonna force a contest onto point. People come around behind. A failed hamster will make it difficult. Reaper on point, no Wraith, should cost them everything. Grav gets minimal amounts of people. Rhine Shatter is huge, however. Stellar with the easy win here, question mark. I've seen these fights extend on for an inordinate amount of time after they should be ending. And that does not seem to be the case here. Genji is the only one alive, and even a delayed stagger here to allow his team respawns will do him no good here in overtime. Stellar wins that map convincingly. Not as convincingly as I would have predicted, but convincingly. Flanking Reaper not called out or properly punished. Ultimate or two. Wasted. Prevents this from being a true stop. So what do we see here? Do we make any swaps here? Doesn't really seem to be. There might be some triple tank dive action coming out from Stellar. But Boogie seems fairly confident in what they were playing. The core of their composition, outside of their DPS, is staying the same. Composition is honestly decent here. It's their coordination that is lacking here. Yep. No, just double tank dive. The Moira here really just doesn't make any fucking sense. They find the Ana, because she's not in a great position. She is forced back, but Boogie takes position while everyone from Stellar has left point. Ana out of position, however, will lead to the death of his Doomfist. And this fight has evolved to a fight on several fronts at once. Neither Hammond seems to be playing with their team adequately. People should be going off of hacks or Doomfist damage. And the team who kept their Doomfist up longer wins this fight. Not a surprise. You notice how little healing has come out from Boogie here. 20% for both of their supports means not much was done in their line of sight. And they were unable to contribute in a meaningful manner. Tonki did hit 2 nice sleeps to keep himself safe, but I wonder if he wouldn't have been safe regardless, considering there was only really one person on him at each time. Huge knock up here from Stellar's Hammond, rather. We find Lucero dead on the side. And not really done too much here. Ult advantage here looks to be coming in the form of Stellar. They have EMP, which should win them the fight solo. They have Coalescence, which should kind of win them the fight solo. Bomb here should be mostly used as a remake, and Doomfist ult should be used to save his hide and to let him go additionally deep. There's no one really good to ult here with Doomfist or Bomb. Everyone is relatively mobile. See if it maintains that way. People are fighting this narrow-ass corridor, which... who the fuck knows why? One team is fighting without their Moira. Somehow Tonki dies in that. Find it weird you're able to take a fight up there without your main healer and still win. Especially when that main healer throws a damage orb. But no matter, you've built a lot of ults and you've eaten 1, 2, 3, 4 from Stellar. So now the ult advantage is firmly in Boogie's favor. Will they be able to turn this? They're coming in staggered. This D.Va is free right now. A good EMP keeps the rest of the team at bay. A counter EMP gets 2 on Stellar, which will contribute to the Lucio's death and the D.Va's death. Boogie does not look to be able to translate this into a win, however. Poor focus and a good counter EMP probably kept them from doing just that. I can't help but think, though, they'll watch this tape and think, what could have been? Well, perhaps not my tape. Perhaps Fuzzbugs instead. Ah, yes. Sanctum. Probably the only map we routinely see Orissa's outside of Elio as well. She's been mostly supplanted. Both teams seem to be running a similar Hammond dive here. We'll see if... yeah. A Mercy Zen here seems to be a fucking poor decision. What is going on? Okay, so we are running, in fact, the Orisa here for Boogie. I look for them to take point first and force the enemy team on. It shouldn't be difficult, though, for their lack of mobility to cost them here. His key members get hacked or anti-nated. Aeon has free range of motion here, and it's a quick route here of Horizon Boogie by Stellar. Easy first point hold. Notice how first fight Aeon has nano built. That's how you need to be playing Ana. This nano builds very fast. You want to look for aggressive nades against Deathball and defensive nades against flankers. There's nothing really to punish this, and the superior healing force of Ana over Mercy Zen should win the fight. Now, there's no real need to fight in here. You are running a mobile dive composition that can split them up. Fighting in these corridors only benefits Boogie, where they know they can concentrate their damage easily with Junkrat and sit behind a shield for the majority of it. No, this should go Boogie's way now. We are continuing to ult, however. Unfortunately, you are being rewarded for ulting in a 4v6. I guess you just know you're going to outplay them. Alright. Well, the shot caller here for Stellar saw an opening that I didn't and turned that fight. Now look at this setup. Well, we already have an EMP out here from Zoro. There's no need really from doing this, and a really strange EMP coming out here from Joshua. Team did not look to be in position to properly follow it up. We have a late bongo after the fight is already decided. Quickly gets shut down. The EMP proves effective there. We see an EMP coming out from Zoro, which was an absolute mistake. Hello? What are you doing? Tonki easily gets reds here. And now this could be a little bit problematic. There's a lot of ults here coming in from Boogie. We wasted EMP. We only have one, maybe two real ults coming in. We're playing split already. You can see I'm playing far side and not being in range for this. Quick trance will keep everyone up. A good trance. What are people doing? A bunch of Qs of press that seems to be going the way, thanks to A2Z, of Boogie. People are continuing to fight this fight on point despite it being lost. Shot caller needs to call that. That'll waste you 5 seconds for free. And feed more ult charge. We now have another EMP coming here from Boogie. And not much to speak of at all from Stellar. Now they used Hammond ult and they used Lucio ult in that. That's really bizarre. They lost that pretty convincingly, and they should be tracking ults to know that they're at a disadvantage and they need a dry fight. They have enough like point here where they don't need to do that. Their Hammond gets shredded instantly. They need to be playing this slower. Duvon will get nothing but bongo here. We're playing split on two fronts, which could benefit the dive team. They have time to play. And Nano Boostio will come into play here. Baby Diva here should die. Doesn't look like Yuri's even looking for it. Boogie comes out on the bottom here, which is strange. They have time to recontest, however. They have Tire, they have EMP. This should be fine for them. The Orisa here is not doing too much work. I would have liked to see a different tank here. But this should be their fight to lose. If they could ever muster pushing in. Big EMP on the back line, but Tonki dies in the process. Counter EMP is used here. They have a scant 5 seconds to touch point. They get on the point, find an Ana by herself. Why is she positioned there? That's very strange. They seem to have lost it on the back end. Oh, I don't know where this Tire was. This Tire is just now being used with A2Z AFK. He had that at the start of the push and just didn't feel like using it. Very strange. Very strange. Stellar once again comes out on top. Despite their poor ult management and poor regrouping.
Triple kill.
Wonder if we'll have an Uno Mas scenario. We have 13 minutes remaining in their scheduled scrum block. You could see it going either way. We did all the core maps. Really? Another Koth map seems to be in store for us. Blood Run is a worse Blood Gulch. Alright, will anything change up from Boogie here?
Welcome to Oasis.
This map is well equipped for dive, long sight lanes for Widowmaker and Fires alike. Either team seems to be picking the Widowmaker right now. What will we see come out? See a Winston for the first time in a long while here from Stellar. See if they stay on that. A Reaper would be a surprise. An unwelcome surprise. Nope, seems to be Doomfist Hammond. Doomfist to Winston, rather. From Stellar. What do we see? We see Hammond on a Lucio is probably what they'll stick on for Boogie here. I can't imagine. Yeah, that'll be a Tracer is an interesting choice. Tracer's not bad.
Round one. Capture.
Coordinated dives need to happen here, though, for Boogie. Stellar taking the high ground route first. Where are people positioning? Tonki is really out of position. His team is, or the enemy team does not follow up until later, which costs Yuri his life. Aeon is fine for the most part where he's positioned, but did not have a good retreat path. Henri takes him out. This seems to be surprisingly going in Boogie's favor for the quick Aeon pick. So neither main healer did anything there at all. Be curious to see if Aeon used nade defensively or offensively in that scenario, which cost the death of the Ana. But the second push comes in here. Doomfist off on the side. Quick bomb doesn't get the Diva mech. Quick jump in. Ana is no longer shown for Tonki. He swaps off it quickly. He doesn't feel like playing the good hero here. He still dives to the dive anyway, so you might as well play the good hero if you're not going to live. And this looks to be going Stellar's way. I don't know what it is. It wasn't even like 40% first hold is actually pretty fine, I guess. A lot of ultimates here. Wait, so Boogie wins first fight, but have an ult disadvantage. Hello? Guess an EMP came out and I didn't notice, or what the fuck? I honestly don't know what's happening. Zoomfist is good, I guess. Sombra on the backside. Aeon needs to be helped on point. I do not like that positioning. It will convert, however, into a nice sleep kill. Genji is committing an ultimate super fucking late. Please punish that. That's awful. I don't know if you needed to beat, but the beat makes it a fine trade for Stellar on the defense. You're happy to use beat in that situation if it means that they don't do anything. You did not need to use Nano on top of it, however. So we used Nano, we used Monkey Ult, we used Diva Bomb relatively recently, and we used Beat Drop for just Blade. And it's an awful, awful decision. Ult coordination is not something that's happening on Stellar right now. They should be crushed here on this point. Their goal should be to stall out and use no ults here. If you're like the Doomfist will freely feed into the enemy team. They'll commit hard here instead of stalling it out. Should cost Monkey his life now that he no longer has ultimates. Double support ults come out from Boogie, that's a mistake. Absolutely do not do this. Stall long enough though. I come in with 5 ultimates, get the opening pick for free, and then you use 3 ults on the back end. So the ult economy is now close again. If Stellar is fast enough, they will realize that they can get 2 fights out of this. Unread will feed by himself. Hammond might feed by himself. He looks like he should now that he's hacked. Very poor choice of engage by both tanks. And this should be going Stellar's way now that they're in a 4v6. Why is this even close? Okay, that was really delayed. That could have been much more cleanly done. We have 3 ultimates coming in from Stellar. We have just a useless Reaper ult coming in. They shouldn't even be able to touch point here, unless Tracer does on the far right. Force back with recall. An effective Reaper ult, and no one can touch. A comedy of errors here on Oasis. Not impressed with either team here. Over-ulting and coordination is a problem. I don't see people going in when the Doomfist goes in. They seem to be going in after the fact. Neither of the tanks on Boogie seem to be playing in coordination with either each other or the rest of the team. They're just freely feeding ults. DPS choices, like Reaper there, does absolutely nothing. Don't know why you would pick it. But I digress. We see goats here now coming out on University here. Versus still a Hammond composition? Question mark? Ooh, this Boogie composition looks awful. People will not be playing grouped up enough. We have a late swap to the Junkrat. Giving up position here first. This death ball should be fine. They honestly don't even need to peek. Where the fuck did that guy go? Brigitte feeds, which might be the opening they need. That looked fucking awful. And Boogie should have this. They're up a person. They give up point control. Despite being up a person. We now have built Tire. There's no one helping the Junkrat though, so he cannot get it off. They're delaying main in a lost fight now. They're continuing this fight. Neither shot caller seems to know when to say enough. In all honesty, there's not a good coordination here on Goats. You don't see the speed boost in conjunction with running down a target. It could have easily happened in McCree when he dropped onto point fucking randomly. It didn't. It cost the Brick his life. Her life. Their life. Fight's kind of a mess. Hammond goes in solo, tries to use mines to cut off. Doesn't seem to be terribly effective. People are pressing Q pretty much whenever they want. You can see the Goats composition really taking full effect here as one member is literally across the map from each other. More people press Q. More and more people press Q without a definitive answer here. Both tanks on the Goats team press their Qs at the same time, which seems awful, in conjunction with a Tire. I don't know what these teams are doing. Nevertheless, Stellar remains in control at this point despite no ultimates. We have a late switch onto Fire, which will not achieve its proper goal with 20 seconds here remaining. Fire will not have time to build ult charge here, and you're better off just going something else. The Hammond here has been largely ineffective here on this map, as has the D.Va. As has everyone not named, I don't even know, Reinhardt? Brigitte. We get a Pharah in, it's overtime, people are forced to contest. They're down members, however. The rest costs the Mercy their life. There's no way here Boogie should possibly win this. Get a Lucio on the back end, we build a tire point blank range, it's not going to mean anything, and it's Stellar's map convincingly. I don't know what these compositions are supposed to be doing here for Boogie. They're really relying on the Hammond when the Hammond hasn't been their strong point at all, these maps. They should be running something that requires less coordination. They will run a Winston here. A Pharah modified dive from Boogie against the Doomfist composition from Team Stellar. Team Stellar should have the edge. There should be low healing for the tanks, and so if they focus the Winston, they focus the D.Va, there should be very little standing in their way. You can kill them front to back here as you have the better healing, and you can largely ignore the Pharah. You should have problems hitting anyone but Ana. So in this composition, Lucio needs to be sitting with the Ana at all times. Get a good anti-nade, which should trigger a dive here. Results in no deaths initially, will demech the D.Va, however, and eventually cost the Winston his life. See the low healing where Tonki is not with his tanks whatsoever. Didn't matter because they were antied, and the Mercy is unable to contribute meaningfully. Pharah gets halfway to her ultimate before subscumming herself, and Stellar gets the point easily. Mercy staggers herself for no adequately explained reason, instead of just jumping off the edge. Tonki 20% ult charge, Mercy not even 40 versus the nano boost coming out from Stellar. Winston also has contributed, just nothing was contributed at all here from Boogie. Surprising death here on the backside will trigger a fight. Zoro getting caught here. Nano. Ooh, this looks to be going Boogie's way somehow, despite ultimates invested from Stellar. Team should be looking to stall and not use ultimates. He's going to use mines. He's been trained to use mines. There it is. Why would he do that? No one knows. Little Spoon and befuddled at their choices of when to press Q and what constitutes coordination against either of these teams. Yuri with a late death, trying to touch late. Saw what he had in mind, completely misjudged when he needed to do it. Now there's a severe ult advantage here for Boogie, but if the past maps have been any indication, they will over ult and not maintain that advantage going forward. Let's see if they can set up an adequate barrage. Nope, EMP shuts that down real easy. They seem to be very interested in comboing it with bomb when they need to just let EMP speak for itself. A very, very, very late blade will attempt to salvage this situation. It gets one. Cannot seem... It gets Doomfist too. Gets two. This becomes a stagger fight. Looks like Boogie manages to lose it with almost 6 ults in the bank. Gotta ult late. Bad res, bad Valk. Stalling out the point should be your only goal right now. Stellar should, and I say should, have this easily. There's no need to beat there. No one was even threatened. Monkey ult to stall the point is a good choice here, and we can communicate this one at a time. Unread has no need to be on point just yet. He gets on point a little bit late, or a little bit early. Might cost him a second. He does not D.Va bomb. He tries to get off point, which is confusing. Boogie is making a good show of this by stalling longer. Monkey almost gets back. Okay, so they managed to lose the fight, despite their egregious ult advantage, but they stall for long enough that it almost makes it worth it. An aggressive bomb is the choice of bikes in pretty much every situation here. Works out for him this time. I can't say it should most of the time, but one ultimate should have won in this fight, but for some reason EMF decides to ult people who are clearly behind spawn door. Can only hope that this is BM. He tries to be Mano and juggle the Pharah. I feel like someone should be able to touch here from Boogie. A nice EMP comes out from Zoro. People are already touching, but there seems to be a fight going on the back end that half the team is ignoring. D.Va tries to touch after the Lucio already did. Coordination is just not there. I can't help but wonder if the comms are as absent as my understanding of what's going on. A2Z picking up the clean triple, however, before subscumming himself. Should push Boogie into this fight, but without him, it doesn't seem like the team does much of anything. They're still not in control of the fight. Fast characters come out here for Boogie. 3v2 becomes a 2v2. Doomfist is unhandled. Becomes a 2v3. Becomes a 1v4. It's a 1v5. And Stellar caps it.
Victory.
I'm not surprised, I'm just disappointed. These teams need to be coordinating their ults, and when a fight is won or lost, much better than this.
Play of the game.
Let's watch this final play of the game. Heal was not used for that nano. Usually just tickle someone. A quick punch to the face is cool. Nothing fancy, but you don't really need to do that as a tank. 32% of damage done here by A2Z. There's not much what's getting done on the opposite side. Anyway, that's good games here from Horizon. Stellar versus Boogie. Lil Spoon here, signing off.